Dozens saved, dozens more still unaccounted for. Tonight, every second matters as rescuers search the rubble of a collapsed beachfront luxury condo building in South Florida.
One person has officially died, but searchers fear the death toll will rise dramatically. And late tonight, we are learning new miraculous stories of survival and about the warning signs that led up to the catastrophic destruction there. And KCAL9's Tom Wade is here with the very latest. Tom?
Yeah, obviously this story is just so difficult. You just have to feel for these families. And beyond horrific and tragic, tonight dozens of families are awaiting word about whether their loved ones are trapped under piles of twisted metal and concrete. There were some glimmers of hope earlier when Florida's governor said some sounds in the pile were detected. An agonizing and painstaking search for survivors in the tons of rubble from the remains of the collapsed section of the building in Surfside, Florida. Rescuers with search dogs and listening devices are looking for any signs of life.
Our firefighters, men and women, are working around the clock. A huge task force of people that are continuing there right now, working. They're going to work all through the night. I can assure you that these fire rescue personnel, the best in the world, the ones that are called upon.
Security video captured the moment the 12-story condo building collapsed just after 1:30 this morning. One section teetered before also giving away.
One of these huge buildings, gone. Right here beside us, the craziest thing I've ever heard in my life.
This 3D map view shows what the building looked like before. This is what it looks like now. When the dust settled, the building appeared to be sheared in two, with bunk beds, dining rooms, and entire homes left blowing in the wind. Some indoor surveillance cameras appeared to capture the moments before the deadly collapse.
I've been living in Surfside the past 10 years. This is by far the most horrific thing that I've seen in my life.
Early Thursday, rescuers found this 10-year-old boy in the rubble. Neighbor Nicholas Balboa says he heard the boy's screams for help.
He was just really panicked. He said that his mom was in there with him. His arm was pinned. There wasn't really a whole lot of conversation. It was just, like I said, it was just sheer panic.
Meanwhile, dozens of firefighters were under the building's parking garage using heavy equipment, looking for anyone who could be trapped. Family members waited outside for answers. Tonight, the father and son of 66-year-old Judy Spiegel, who was in the building, are not giving up.
We have a lot of hope that Judy is still alive and
still there.
And still there. She's an amazing person. She's great. Grandmother, mother.
Pablo Rodriguez says his 64-year-old mother and 88-year-old grandmother were also inside.
We're praying for a miracle, but at the same time trying to be as realistic about it as possible. But yes, until we definitively know, there is hope. It's just, dwindling by the minute.
At one hospital, family of a mother and daughter who miraculously survived awaited news of their condition. 16-year-old Devin Gonzalez and her mother Angela fell from their 9th-story condo down to the 5th floor. Somehow, Angela, injured from the fall and debris, was able to pull her daughter Devin from the rubble. Father and husband Edgar is still missing.
Just give prayers to everybody else's families.
Among the other missing, Michael Altman from apartment 1101, 28-year-old Moiso Rodon from the 4th floor, Marina Azen, a 20-year resident. Yubi Penagil is praying her nephew is still alive.
You never lose hope, and I'm not losing my hope.
The cause of the horrific collapse is under investigation. This study from a researcher at Florida International University found that the building, constructed 40 years ago on reclaimed wetlands, has been sinking at a rate of 2 millimeters a year for the last 3 decades. That may have impacted the building structurally. The author of the study describes what he says was subsidence at the building in the 1990s. That's the movement of the surface downward or sinking.
Now, we saw also subsidence in that particular building in Surfside, which was unusual because we didn't expect to see it over there.
CBS Miami investigative reporter Jim DeFede.
After the building collapsed, representatives of the building were down at the site going through it with officials, and they discovered what they found was a large hole that had opened up underneath the garage of the building.
Miami-Dade County requires multifamily buildings like this 136-unit property to be recertified every 40 years. The building was constructed in 1981. The process involves electrical and structural inspections of the foundation, beams, columns, and slabs, and the roof where work was happening.
Buildings don't collapse, especially not like this, especially not without any reason or indication or anything like that.
Sanisha Kolar, a structural engineer, was in the building a year ago. Based on the videos he's seen, Kolar suspects multiple failures.
Most likely columns or some load-bearing beams that caused a first local collapse. Based on the videos, is it some form of cracking or something that overloaded the structure or something like that? I think it's all speculation.
An attorney for the building told our CBS affiliate that weeks of inspections had already been taking place and problems and repairs needed and had been identified, and they were in the process of hiring contractors. Back to you, Pat.
All right. Thanks so much, Tom.